All right, so this is the
Anyway.
chaotic edition of the Tarqaron podcast. All right, if you don't know, first of all, the Tarqaron podcast is a monthly podcast we do where we talk about anything that we wouldn't really do a full video on, and we also get to at the end read comments that people have left and kind of reflect on the last month of videos we've done. But
Hmm.
this past month, we've been doing the Chaos Month, where we've been doing every video we do, aside for Survivor, have had some sort of random or chaotic element in the mix. So we've done a chance time spin every week, which is where we watch a random movie. It's determined by a wheel spin. We've done some Tarqaron Mad Libs, where we have to come up with words to put in these wacky situations. What are some other things we've done for Chaos Month so far? We did the review show, all right, where we
Oh
randomly
yeah,
picked
that
a
was right. That
video,
was
something we reviewed
yeah.
before, and we looked into a couple positive and negative review and reflected on our comments on it as well.
Right.
Um, and yeah, so tonight we're going to be doing a chaotic version of the podcasts where usually we
Yeah.
would just kind of freeform discussion, whatever comes up, we'll talk about it however much we want to, whatever it is, you know. But this time around, we've got
Uh-huh.
a list of topics, actually 18 topics, so it's nothing to sneeze at. I wouldn't sneeze at it. But we're gonna spin a little wheel. I'm gonna spin it on. I'm not recording the wheel itself, but I am gonna spin it in the background here, and it'll determine what topic we queue up, and then we'll try to get to as many topics as we want. You know, we obviously we're gonna be kind of quick about it, but we can spend a little more time on others versus certain ones. But I think we kind of can tell based on the topic which ones. And we're gonna have
Yeah.
maybe a little games in the mix using paddles and
We do
shenanigans.
have all kinds of stuff that could
Oh,
come about from this.
we're gonna play ping pong across the
Yeah, we'll
internet.
just
Uh,
whoa.
but you know we can't talk about anything if it's not the topic at hand. All right.
That's true. Yeah.
Chaos reigns supreme tonight, except for the one thing we do want to remain consistent is at the end of all these. Once we feel like we've spent enough time on everything, then we can go into reading comments and reflecting on the last month of videos because we at least want to give our due time for that. Still, it's like would be
Yeah.
you can just read one random comment. It's not so fun.
Mm.
All right, so let's cue it up.
Chaos control.
You're gonna hear some of a sound. It has like sounds going into
Oh,
it on the wheel.
oh, is it? Oh.
So
Oh.
you'll hear it
Okay.
on the recording, but I didn't see any way to turn it off.
Okay.
But maybe there is. I don't know.
Okay.
All right, spinning it, spinning it.
All right. Okay. We're gonna chaos control this. I don't know how I've get my imaginary chaos emerald. Here it is.
All right, let's talk about the best gaming controllers, folks. What are the best
Okay.
video game
Okay.
controllers? Here, first of all, GameCube controller, PS5
Yes.
controller, or my two of my
Yes.
personal favorites.
Yeah. Okay. I think my easy short list I would say is for like top. We'll just say like top five. In no particular order. We have GameCube. We have PlayStation 5. We have the Xbox 360. We
Yeah,
have the Super Nintendo, and then
dude, no
what else would I
joke,
put in there?
no joke. Give me the Wii remote. Wii remote. It's so
Are you serious?
yeah.
Are you serious right now with this?
I actually
What
really
would
love a lot of games where you do the sideways Wii remote. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'd say the PS4 controller would be in there too.
Yeah,
It'd probably be in the mix in
it's
there. The five.
PlayStation controllers are pretty much just like the previous controller, but a little bit better each time. So it's like,
Except for the PS3 controller, which was not. I hate that thing. I really don't like that controller at all.
okay.
Um,
The PS5 is
yeah,
really
I did
cool.
buy.
You did buy what?
Oh, I from one of our Discord members, I bought the Nino Kuni console exclusive version. It was like a Japanese only color of the PS3 controller. I could just use another PS3 controller just because they're not the best, but they do have a long battery life. I'll give them that. That's something.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
but no, we're talking about best controllers. So best controllers, yeah. PS5, I mean, I think it's an amazing controller. I think it's like
It's like
one of the best,
actually
probably.
groundbreaking in terms of controllers. Like I was kind of, my mind was kind of blown
Yeah,
when it was like just a subtle thing in like Final Fantasy 16 where like when you get on the chocobo, you can feel like the pressure. I don't remember what are those like
adaptive
adaptive
triggers.
triggers. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
That's wild.
Forspoken, game that nobody likes, but I do. Uh, I have mixed feelings on it, but um, that actually has some really that's wild when it comes to the adaptive controllers because like every time your triggers are like your like main ability stuff when you're like fighting. So like every time you're like throwing rocks, it's like chunk chunk. It's like you really are putting like effort into it. I really like that a lot. I think it adds just that much more added like kind of intuition or immersion into the game. It's like I don't necessarily need that,
Yeah.
but to me it's like it just adds that little extra layer of putting you in the experience, which I really like. And I mean, I think the switches, the Joy-Cons and the Pro controllers are really good. I think those are really solid controllers as well.
No, the Joy-Cons are ass.
Joy-Con Okay, Joy-Cons, I'm talking about rumble feature. I'm not talking about anything else.
Hmm.
Specifically the 3D
Yeah, yeah.
rumble, which is more or less what is used
Where
in
you can
the sort of like
feel
the
ice cubes in your Joy-Con.
I
You
love how
can
you
count how
throw
many
that
ice
one out.
cubes.
Yeah, because like that's it. Yeah, that's what the original. I'm
Whoa.
doing this motion. It's what
Yeah.
it's what. Yeah, it's what the president of Nintendo was showing in the sort of like
You're
the
doing.
Switch
You were
presentation.
just
But
playing the Mario Party 8
um,
mini game where you shake up
yeah, I
the
was playing
floor.
the yeah, I was doing that or playing WarioWare Wario Land Shake It. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
It's so great. You ever seen that the mini
yeah.
game where it's like the image like
No,
demonstrating it and it's just like Mario's hand with the Wii remote like this. And then like the controls.
that's
It's like the
hilarious.
controls of the mini game.
No,
That's all it is.
I don't. I don't think I own. So I'm on a quest to get all the Mario Party games. That's one of the ones that I like owning all of them like complete in box. That's
Mhm.
one of the ones I don't have. So it's I sold off some of them like a long time ago, and I feel bad about that. So I'm gonna have to
I
like
mean,
get some of those back. But anyway,
I conquered my dream of getting
um,
all the GameCube ones at least. I wanted to do that. So I have
yeah,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then
five
I think my
five
brother
is
has the 9
amazing.
and 10. I think he took those with him. And then I have
Mm,
Mario Party Superstars. You know, yeah. Anyway,
yeah,
you know,
but anyway, but
PS5 all around, even
the
without all that, it's it's just a nice feeling controller too. So it doesn't
it's
hurt.
nice. It feels premium. Biggest downside, the thing that holds this controller back, it is the worst battery life I think I've ever seen in a controller.
Hmm.
You're lucky to get like 8 hours out of that thing at maximum.
Mhm.
Like it is just not it just does not hold battery at all. And it's yeah, so like I have to have two. Like I'm glad that I got two when I got my PlayStation.
I
Because
only
like
have
if I'm doing
one.
a long gaming session,
Yeah.
that I don't know.
Well,
But if
that's
I'm
the
doing a
other
long gaming
downside is
session,
it's
it's
like
like I have to
80
fuck my
damn dollars. $80.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're brutal. Like how expensive
But
those
I
are.
really like a couple of the
Um,
colors I want to get, like the purple one, the blue one. I really like
the
those.
purple one's amazing. I want purple like plates for my PlayStation. I like purple's one of those colors that I not to appropriate Rusty's sort of like because I know that purple is like Rusty's favorite color, but like I've grown to appreciate purple like a lot more as I've like
That's another
become more
topic.
of an
What's your
adult.
favorite color?
But but purple
Yeah.
controller is really really nice. But GameCube is like to me GameCube is like there's little flaws with it, but I can look past them for the most part.
So good.
The little flaws being the D-pad. The D-pad in the GameCube controller is pretty lame, which sucks because all of the D-pads and all the other controllers, including the N64, were all pretty good. The
Mhm.
N64 just never used the D-pad, so it's like it was kind of useless. But except for like very few games, it decided to use it. Um,
I mean,
but I mean, yeah, the analog the shoulder buttons, the L and R with like the kind of like the
clicky
pressure
clicky.
sensitivity.
Yeah.
The clicking, man, it's just such a great controller.
Yeah, that's the one thing they
And they're
messed
still
up
making them.
when they
There's
made Super Mario Sunshine on Super Mario 3D All Stars, because you can't do the same thing you could with Flood in the GameCube controller. This
You can though.
you can now.
Yeah. They
Oh,
added an update specifically for the
oh okay.
GameCube controller.
Alright.
Yeah.
Oh, to use the GameCube
They
controller.
they yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, and it uses like that function. Like they added that back into the game because they were
Okay.
like which they didn't technically need to do, but they're still making that GameCube controller. Like to me like I think that's great personally because like they understand like how like fundamental that controller is to like enjoying a lot of
Smash Bros.
game like Smash
Especially.
Brothers.
Yeah.
It's like kind of essential with
I
it.
never want to
Like
play
really,
without it. Really, it's
I get by with like for the most part. With Ultimate, I've typically used just the Pro controller because the Pro controller is a really solid,
yeah, it can
good
work
controller
fine
too.
too.
But the GameCube, yeah, GameCube. If I'm playing any other Smash Brothers game, it's like GameCube all the way.
But I love like the
Um,
Smash 4 GameCube controller that they came out
mhm,
with that game. I still love that controller.
yep, mine's still over there. Yeah,
All right, let's do the next
I had a
topic,
couple
huh?
of
Media that has broken us. All right.
broken man.
What is some media that's broken you, brought you to tears? All right.
And I'm a sobbing,
Offhand,
uncontrollable mess.
I don't
Uh,
really ever get to sobbing uncontrollable mess status too that I can remember. I will
Clanad.
say, what was it?
So Clanad and Clanad, specifically Clanad After Story, is an anime series that came out
Oh,
in the late 2000s. It's based on a visual novel of the same name. Um, it's just they're very emotionally like I if I went back and watched it now, I don't know if I would necessarily cry as much as I did when I watched it the first time, just because I know what to expect. But even just hearing the one of like the main like motifs of that is enough to kind of get me welling up. So that's definitely like one of the ones that I tend to think of stuff that's like really emotionally affected me the most. Um, but because like I cry like a lot of stuff, but like that one was like a lot of a decent amount of crying with that one.
I'll say The Walking Dead, Telltale's The Walking Dead season 1 and actually the part
Hmm.
of season 2 as well. A couple episodes of My Hero Academia for sure.
Oh well, the ending of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I think I cry throughout most of the last two episodes of that show. Like for real. Like I can't not cry throughout like most of those yeah, I mean it's just a great amazing storytelling and just beautiful ending that's very fitting of the story that preceded it.
Mm-hmm.
Um trying to think
Trying to
of
think of movies
just
that
other anime that are like that. But yeah, anime like really tends to really get at my particular core. I think that's why I still like resonate with a lot of Japanese media in general is like there's something about anime that really does like get get me, I guess, in a weird way. It's interesting because like I don't think I've ever been I don't think I've been broken by mentally broken maybe by like Evangelion. But I don't know if like I don't think it's ever like resulted in me breaking down in that way, but it has like that piece of media feel like I there's definitely like a connection there for me with like in a lot of ways. Wait, I'm really trying to think of like is there any like games in particular? Um,
games. Yeah, I was gonna say for
Final Fantasy 13. I mean, I'm a mess at the end of that game, but um,
movies, Good Will Hunting, I think.
Return of the King. Into Return of the King generally gets me pretty good.
The end
Um,
of Pinocchio, 2022.
I mean that broke my spirit. So I guess if that's I guess if that's any consolation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to really think.
I love stories that really move you, like Soul, Pixar Soul,
Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to
Coco.
think if there's like
Give me Coco.
Coco. Yeah, I cried during Coco. Oh, I remember one that hit me. I was not expecting it either. I cried pretty hard at the end of How to Train Your Dragon 3.
I don't think I've seen that.
Was
No.
not expect was not expecting that at all. Because like I enjoyed the movies a lot for the most part, but like yeah, the ending of that like kind of came out of nowhere and like really slapped my heart around in a good way. I'm actually getting emotional thinking about it
Okay.
again. So it's a good one. So
My
uh
I love my dramas, character-driven dramas like Lost. Lost for sure. There are multiple times. I mean, stuff like The Walking Dead. The ones that you're really invested in for years. That'll
mm,
do that to you. Games
Star
wise, it's
Wars
very
Episode
hard
8,
too.
The Last Jedi. No.
Last Jedi.
um Yeah, games usually RPGs are the ones that I'm typically affected by the most. Oh, I remember Lost Odyssey destroyed me. I remember the end of that game.
Hmm.
Like I was in an absolute state for a bit when I finished that game. RPGs, Zelda games, a lot of Zelda games will do that. I think Tears of the Kingdom a little. I wouldn't say that broke me. I definitely cried at the end of that,
Breath of the Wild.
um, but that's what I meant. Did I say Tears of the Kingdom? I
Hmm.
don't know. I have not. I played like it. Tears of the Kingdom destroyed me so much so I couldn't even, I
I was
couldn't
gonna
even
say, I was
play
like,
more than
when I watched
5 hours of
when
it.
I went on YouTube and watched the end of that broke.
It broke me. Um.
All right, well, let's move on. Let's move on,
Yeah, I guess
shall
let's
we?
move on.
Yeah.
Oh, Shadow of the Colossus. That parts of that did. One part in particular
Super Mario Bros. On the NES.
on the yeah, I was destroyed. I was an absolute wreck at the end of that game. I'm not trying to think of anything else, but yeah, it's mostly like RPGs typically tend to do
All
that.
right, awkward
And then
silence.
they get. Okay, I think that's enough dead air.
All right.
That
Spin the
was an
wheel.
awkward amount of time.
Spin the wheel. What's your most proud gaming accomplishment?
Oh, okay. I like games this time around. I kind of like this. It's kind of fun. Um,
So, for me, I don't have too many huge ones, but the most of the time, the ones where I really get invested in are like the Mario games, where I'm like trying to 100%, like Mario Galaxy 2, the Daredevil run at the end of that. Just recently,
mm,
Mario Bros. Wonder doing that super hard level at the end of that. Those are big ones. Um,
um, I have some platinum trophies I'm proud of. I like going through the Kingdom Hearts games. I would say the getting a platinum in
finishing
Kingdom
Kingdom
Hearts
Hearts,
2.
finishing the final boss of Kingdom Hearts,
Finishing- Yes, this game for children. I'm
surviving
glad that you
Ursula.
feel really survive. Well, yeah, that is an accomplishment.
It's a new documentary coming out.
No, the platinum I got for Kingdom Hearts 2 was satisfying. I think feels like a nice accomplishment because it's like I get to experience the game in critical mode, and to
Mhm.
me that's like I think that's the only way I'm gonna play that game from now on. When I go back to it. In terms of like other achievements, so I did this thing back during my gap year. I did this thing that was called the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Uber Challenge, as what I believed it was called. And it had like all these stipulations. It had all these stipulations in terms of like things that you couldn't do. So it was like 3 hearts only. You couldn't use like a lot of different items. You were only had access to like 3 ocarina songs. You could only, as an adult Link, you could not. You had to use the broken giant's knife. Um, you could not buy anything from any shops. You couldn't use ferries. You had to finish the game with 000 on your save file. Um, you had to do dungeons in like a specific broken order. There was no time travel, so you had to do everything as Child Link as a child. So there's no back and forth there. Basically doing stuff like I think bottom of the well. I think bottom of the well and the child stuff that you do in the spirit temple. I think you can do as an adult for the most part. Um, so it requires a ton of exploits and glitches, some of which I've come to find out over time. There's not tons of them that are really useful for like speedrunning, but some of them are. And this is something that it was a cool way to get me into like the idea of looking at a game in a totally different way. The game I was super familiar with, and looking at it in a completely different way and appreciating like the work that goes into actually playing the game the right way, so that I could play it in a completely broken, strange, and goofy way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Actually, no, you did do the Garuda desert stuff as a child, because there's one of the hardest glitches in the game. It took me like probably over 4 hours for me to get it, and it's skipping over the gate to get into the Gerudo Fortress. And anyway,
Oh,
that to me, because I finished the whole game doing that, so I was able to complete that. So that was pretty like I felt really good about doing that. I felt really accomplished. I'm trying to think if there's any other like I mean getting like 100% in games is always feels really good. Like I can 100% Majora's Mask pretty well. Like I feel like I can mostly remember where everything is. Like I studied one of the guides that my brothers had of that game like front to back. So like I know how to find pretty much everything in that game to at least some degree. I probably there's 52 heart pieces, so like it would probably like I'm not gonna remember where every single one is, but playing through it, I would be able to sort of figure it out just over time. So,
Mm-hmm.
but
Right. Well, you got me beat on that.
yeah, I mean, I like self-imposing challenges like that too. It can be really fun. So,
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked making my own games within games kind of challenges.
mm,
Like in like Call of Duty games, I would team up with like my friend or my brother, and we would like see how many bots we can increase it to and survive basically. For like us two with like one life, you know, we'd do like one life Call of Duty against like an army of bots basically, and that's I like that kind of stuff. It's satisfying. All right, spin the wheel.
I'd also say before we move on, um, just being pretty good at Super Meat Boy. Like I'm not gonna say like I'm like amazing at it or anything, but like when I play it for friends, they're like, "You're really good at that game." Like they just generally will applaud that I'm pretty good at it. Like that I can beat levels in a decent amount of time without too many deaths.
Yeah.
So
All right.
I don't know actually how good I am at the game, but I feel pretty good when people say that.
All right. Time to shout out people we're thankful for. All right. Shout out to my
No,
mom
okay.
one time. Shout out my girlfriend Jordan. My
Oh,
brother Bill.
my mom. That one time for my mom. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Shout out. Shout out my mom one time.
One
Shout out
time. Well, I'm
my
thankful
sister
for my
Janelle,
parents.
my nephew AJ, my niece
I'll let you.
Jaslyn, my good friend Alec, my friend Rusty, uh, the Academy. So,
Play him off.
and
Play him
Leonardo
off.
DiCaprio.
Yeah. Don't date anyone older than 27 or whatever is weird. That weird cut of 26. I don't remember this weird cutoff. Well, I'm thankful for my mom and dad. Thankful for both my brothers, Josiah and Jeff. All my D&D friends, my Pathfinder friends, all from college. That'd be Dubs, who we've had on our channel, as well as Tara, Josh, and John. My friend Chris is also part-time D&D friend, but like otherwise my big VTuber compadre, but also just good friend in general. Both my housemates, Christopher and Mike, putting up with me, all my crap. Rusty, Lauren, Ryan, all our friends that we've met online. My friend Wesley and his wife Laura. Our mutual friend Austin. Our friend Kaylee, who I was also mentioning as well. Yeah, I mean, I could probably keep thinking of a lot of other people that I'm thankful for, but I think those are like some of my core major friend groups.
Shout out Rupert one time.
That I'm really thankful for. Rupert that one time. Oh, my friend Dan as well. Shout out to my friend Dan. So, who's Mike's younger brother, but good friend of mine as well.
That's it. If you weren't named, then you aren't thankful for you.
I'm not thankful. I'm not thankful for them at all. Nope, not one bit. It's not true.
It's not true.
It's not true. That's a lie.
All right, it's time to whip out your phone and let's get some BuzzFeed quizzes going.
Okay.
Let's pull up a couple BuzzFeed quizzes for us to do.
Okay.
I remember I downloaded the app some time ago. Also, like any of these random topics, you know, we could always like expand on them and maybe make, if they're like fun, we could make future videos out of them. But BuzzFeed is actually one we did a while ago with Rusty. Did a video just going through random BuzzFeed quizzes. So
yeah, that was just like one of the more random videos that we've done on the whole channel, and it was a lot of fun.
If we can try to, if it's possible to get less visual ones, you know, every now and then seeking these questions like which picture is better or you like most.
Yeah.
All right, Alec.
Okay.
I can guess your number one Disney movie based on how you describe yourself.
Okay.
First,
I bet you can.
What's your favorite color? Should I read the options or okay?
If we need clarity, we'll read the options. But if not,
blue is an option. Though it's interesting that black or white is one option, lime or green, pink or red, and then purple, yellow, blue.
Okay, well, blue then.
Yeah,
that's kind of weird. It's wild. It's wild right there.
Your favorite smell? You got vanilla, coconut, lavender, chocolate, cinnamon, or floral?
Coconut.
Whoa, coconut. What's one good personality trait of yours? Loyal / trustworthy, adventurous.
That one.
Okay. What if the other one comes up and it's even better? All right.
No, loyal is always the big one for me. That's like super.
And your worst.
Important for me.
Jealous as heck, so shy, arrogant, cynical, low self-esteem, risky.
Arrogant or cynical would probably be in there.
Which one?
I would say
arrogant
cynical,
son of a bitch, huh?
Probably.
Right.
A little bit. I am a little bit, but I would say cynical would be a worse.
What's your hobby?
Video games and anime.
No. Try again.
Okay. What's on there? What are the options?
You got painting / drawing, reading books, working out, language learning, watching movies, and cleaning equals therapy.
Watching movies, then, I guess would be the closest. Yeah.
How do you imagine yourself in 10 years? Married with kids, just single and happy, living in another country, rich with a successful career, just how I am now, or I don't know. What cop out answer they gave you there?
Oh, I don't know. That's a cop out. Yeah. I mean, I would like to say the first one, married with the children. That's the goal.
Will you say that?
That's the goal. I will say that because that's the goal, ultimately.
Any fears?
Tears for fears.
Should I read them, or do you have any fears that come up?
Do I have any fears? Isolation.
Being alone?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one on here.
Everybody's afraid of that.
We also have agoraphobia, entomophobia, insects, nyctophobia, dark, claustrophobia, acrophobia / heights, something else, or I don't have any.
For 2 seconds there, you said incest.
Incest.
Incest. I'm terrified of incest.
Yeah, it's scary.
That's really, it's terrifying. Yeah, I mean, it would be isolation. Yeah, being alone.
Favorite genre of music?
Okay.
Which comes to mind?
I like metal or classical, or
Metal.
jazz.
You said metal or classical, like they're just hand in hand.
Metal. Yeah, metal, classical, jazz. I mean, I don't know. I like a lot.
All incorrect.
What are the options? What do they give?
Oh, actually, it does say none of these. So we got pop, rock, hip hop / rap, dance / electronic, R&B. So you see none of these.
I'd say none of these. Yeah.
And lastly, how do you usually dress? Sporty, just casual, streetwear, vintage, bohemian, elegant.
Casual.
Just casual.
I'm a casual kind of guy.
All right, it's gonna guess your number one Disney movie. What do you think your number one Disney movie is, and we'll see if you're correct.
What do you mean? No, you need to say it first. Or maybe I should say it first. It's Beauty and the Beast.
Wrong.
Beauty and the Beast.
Wrong.
Is what it is.
It's Mulan. It's your favorite.
What is? No, it's not. I love Mulan. Don't get me wrong. But Beauty and the Beast is and always will be my favorite. So.
Mulan.
Mulan is up there. It's like top 5 probably.
It doesn't give a description or anything for it, but take your word for it.
This is just what it is. That's what it is. Well, hey, Zach, on that Disney train, it says any Disney fan worth their salt should be able to get over 8 on this quiz. So are you worth your salt?
Quiz me? Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna quiz you.
I didn't give you one that you could fail.
That one. Never mind. That's a visual one. I can't do that. Screw that. Oh, okay. Yeah. Here's one. If this Disney quiz has 12 questions, and if you get them all right, you're officially a genius. What is the candlestick in Beauty and the Beast called? We got Cogsworth, Lumiere, Flamme, and Bougie.
It's Lumiere.
Correct. It's a Lumiere. What?
I'll say no. Rather not.
What is Sully's first name in Monsters Incorporated?
James.
You didn't even have to go through. Correct. It's James. Do you know do you remember his middle name? They don't actually say his middle name. But...
P. It's P. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what P stands for.
Okay.
Okay. How many black buttons does Olaf have in Frozen?
2. It's 2 or 3.
I don't know this.
I don't know.
Okay. There's 2, 3, 4, or 5.
My instinct says, 3 sounds like it would be right, but for some reason I think it's 2. But I'll try 2.
Okay. Wrong. It's 3. I would have said 3, but
you son of a bitch. I don't want your input.
Tough. It's.
I would have said the right answer.
Okay, I would have said the right answer. In Mulan, what fake name does she use when pretending to be a man?
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna read them off because this is just this Ding, Ling, Ping, or Lin.
Lin. Actually, don't really remember. Ping? Ping?
Yeah, is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. I didn't even have to.
Like, it sounded right, but I'm like, I actually don't remember.
All right. What is the social worker? What is the social worker in Lilo and Stitch called? Captain Gantu, Cobra Bubbles, Jumba Jakiba, or Pleakley?
Oh shoot! I haven't watched it recently. You're actually throwing real names in here. I was hoping they'd all be decoy.
Yeah. Like that freaking Ping one that they just gave to you. Yeah.
Did the guy in the suit we're talking? That's the social worker?
I I don't remember. I watched this
'Cause
movie more recently than you, but I actually don't know what this is referring to. I can't remember what this is
it's got
referring
to be
to.
the guy in the suit.
It
So I'll
is
say Cobra Bubbles.
okay. Correct. It's Cobra. I forget that his last name was Bubbles.
Yeah,
I
it's
forget
great.
about that. But yeah, Cobra. Yeah, he's got the glasses. Yeah. Yeah, so I know it's like it's not any of the it's not the other two because like
Yeah,
I
it's
know
not.
what
Yeah.
Captain Gantu and Dr. Jumbaji Kiba look like, but um, what is Mirabelle's grandmother called in Encanto? Julieta, Dolores, Luisa, or Alma?
Oh, I don't know. It's
I
not.
don't know this either.
I'll try Dolores.
Wrong. It's Alma. I knew it wasn't
Okay.
Dolores because I know that's one of her sister's names, but I could not remember which
Really?
of the other
Okay.
three.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that's
yeah.
true. Yeah, I didn't
I remember.
remember that.
I remember Dolores being one of the sisters' names. Yeah, but
I thought Giulietta was one, so that's why I didn't think that one.
yeah, Juliet is one too. I think. Yeah. So, but Dolores, I think, is the one who
Oh,
can
right, right. Yeah.
like hear things or something. Um. All right. What is Linguini's first name in Ratatouille? Alfredo, Alfresco, Alberto, or Al dente?
I don't know. Oh, Linguini.
I do, but I won't say.
You son of a bitch. You gonna keep chiming in because you just watched these movies.
I didn't just watch Ratatouille. Well, Ratatouille I watched like over a year ago now. It was a while
Well, I
ago that I
haven't
saw
watched
that
it
one.
since about 2008. So
A year after it came out.
Alfredo. What is the names? What are they?
Alfredo, Alfresco, Alberto, Al dente.
Alfredo.
You are correct. It is Alfredo Linguini. Yeah, his name
It's
is
gotta
Alfredo.
be
Yeah. What animal is Little John in Robin Hood?
Fox.
A lion, a bear, a rhino, an elephant.
A
The
lion.
answer is no. It's not.
A
He's not.
bear. A lion. Oh, a lion. I don't
So
know.
Little John is a lion.
I have no idea.
So okay. So what animal is Little John in Robin Hood? Yeah, lion, a bear, a rhino, an elephant. You say a lion?
Yeah.
Okay. That is incorrect. It's a bear.
Mm-hmm.
Little John is Baloo, basically. King
Mm-hmm.
Now to make this confusing, King John is the lion.
Okay.
So that does make it a little confusing, but yeah, it's a bear. What is the pop star called in Zootopia?
That's Giselle.
Yeah.
I'm
it's
Giselle.
Gazelle. Yeah. Giselle, but
Giselle
she's a
the
gazelle.
Gazelle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Oliver and Company, what animal is Oliver?
Cat.
Yeah, it's like, of course.
I've never seen that movie actually, but it's like,
Me neither. It's just like, of course you know that one. You've seen all the ads for it. What is Jane's surname in Tarzan?
Jean. Oh, Jean. I don't know. Tell me.
Hunter, Winters, Porter, Arthur.
Porter.
That is correct. It's Jane Porter. What is the horse in Sleeping Beauty called? Why, that's a deep cut. I love Sleeping Beauty. I don't remember that. We have Sylvester, like Sylvestre, like Silvestre. So like it's like the Sylvestre. Samson, Samuel, or Sparta.
Samson.
That's correct.
I knew it. I knew it.
All right. Well, hey, you got 9 out of 12 correct. You scored better than 65% of all other quiz takers.
Wow.
Wow. That's some excellent Disney knowledge. You clearly know your stuff.
That's some good shit. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's.
Good job,
That was good. We should do more of them sometime. But
Yeah. I love that. Love that.
let's spin the wheel again.
Okay, let's keep going.
We need to get Rusty again, or someone else.
Yeah, get him in here and do some weird, goofy Buzzfeed crap.
Speaking of Rusty, he actually sent us these gifts as part of our gifts and our gift exchange last year, the end of last year.
Yep.
And so
Are we
next
doing Mad
topic
Libs?
is a random Mad Lib. Yes. So I guess we each do one.
Each do one.
If you
Well, I'm
have
gonna have
one,
to.
if you have one there, or I was thinking we just do one, but I saw you looking, so.
Yeah, I don't have mine. I don't know where I put mine exactly. I thought they were right here, but
Do
I
we want
don't
to
see them. I may have placed them elsewhere.
do we want to do the
Let's
Office
do
Mad
the.
Libs or Game Over Mad Libs?
Let's go for the Office. Let's do it.
All right.
Let's shake it up. We've done some gaming stuff. Let's go for the Office.
I mean, what sort of hijinks can this group go through that they haven't already? Right?
I know. They got Michael as a boss.
Michael Scott.
Michael Scott.
All right. We got occupation.
Dentist.
Adjective.
Crazy.
Verb.
Sprint.
Adverb.
Hastily.
Verb.
Right.
Verb ending in ing.
Smoking.
Occupation.
Electrical engineer.
Noun.
Phone booth.
Plural noun.
Combs.
Number.
I see you shaking your head over there. 420.
Occupation.
Bounty hunter.
Adjective.
Sexy.
Last name.
Davis.
Something alive.
A worm.
Exclamation.
Gadzooks.
Verb.
Drank.
Verb. Well, drink. But verb
drink,
past
yeah, 'cause
tense now.
Oh, oh god. Stripped.
All right. So in case you
Oh,
didn't know,
oh
we
boy.
did a video over a year ago, maybe 2 years at this point, doing a regular Mad Libs, and then ever since we've been doing a Tarqaron Mad Libs, where my brother made custom Tarqaron Mad Libs for us to do. So if you want more of these, check those out. But here's one for you. This is called Michael's Leadership Philosophy. People say I am the best dentist. They go, "We've never worked in a place like this before. You're crazy and you sprint the best out of us. At Dunder Mifflin, we work hastily. We write hard. Sometimes we play hard when we should be smoking hard. I guess the atmosphere that I've created here is that I'm a friend first and an electrical engineer second, and probably an entertainer third. After all, what is the most important thing for a company? Is it the phone booth flow? Is it the inventory? Nuh-uh. It's the combs. My proudest moment here was not when I increased profits by 420% or when I cut expenses without losing a single bounty hunter. No, 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 no. It was a sexy guy. He came to me and said, "Mr. Davis, would you be the godfather of my worm?" Gadzooks, gadzooks. Too bad it didn't work out in the end. We had to let him drink. He stripped.
We had to let him drink. He stripped.
There you go. I do remember that.
He did say he was. He did say he was a sexy guy. So
I do remember that scene straight out of The Office.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a classic scene.
Mr. Scott, Mr. Scott, would you be the godfather of my child? And then he's like, it didn't work out. We fired him. Yeah, but there you go. I want to. I don't know when we'll get a chance to do these Mad Libs though. Like, there's so many more to do, and the ones you have too.
Yeah, mine are kicking around somewhere. I don't.
They're kicking around.
Know where I put them down. They're kicking around, baby. I don't know.
Spin that wheel.
They freaking flew the coop.
The Oscars happened recently, folks. The Oscars.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Any big takeaways? You know, I've been thinking. I've said this the past couple of years, and I keep not doing it. But I'm always like, I wish I take the time to watch at least the Best Picture nominees, so I can have more of a horse in the race here. Because if you at least watch the Best Picture nominees, you're gonna get the large majority of the categories covered from that. And I watched a couple of them, but most of them I haven't. So I think I saw out of them, I saw Barbie, Oppenheimer, and The Holdovers. The only ones I think of that were Oscar nominees this year. So, and The Color.
Yeah. So I mean,
The Color Purple wasn't Best Picture nominee, but I watched The Color Purple.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, out of those, I mean, I pretty much only saw Oppenheimer and Barbie. I think for most of the Best Picture nominees. Um, I
Yeah.
did see The Boy and the Heron though, and that won Best Animated Feature.
Yeah.
Which I thought was very
I saw the
deserved.
best animated
Um,
feature nominee, Elemental. That's right.
I saw that too. Yeah, we saw Elemental. What else was nominated for that? I'm trying to remember.
A couple I hadn't really heard of, but then there's Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, right. I saw that too. Which again, that was very fitting. I did appreciate that. Like one of the, I think it was Chris Miller, came out and said like, "Hey, if you're gonna lose, you might as well lose to the goat." Uh,
Yeah.
so,
But
um,
it's cool. I mean, Oppenheimer did well, obviously, as it was expected to do.
yep, yep.
Won Best Picture. Cillian Murphy won Best Actor. Can't be mad at that.
RDJ won won best director, won both male acting categories. Because RDJ won best supporting actor as well. It was pretty exciting.
You know what's interesting is like
Uh,
Barbie being nominated and whatnot. It was like people were like shocked that Margot Robbie didn't get nominated, Greta Gerwig didn't get nominated. Like out of all the nominations they did get,
I thought
those
it was
weren't.
I thought it was weird that Greta Gerwig wasn't nominated. I thought that was the oddest choice.
Hmm.
Um, because like I'm gonna be real, I don't understand why America Ferrera was nominated,
Yeah, yeah.
and I didn't really think everyone like talks up that monologue. I thought the monologue was pretty okay. It was just okay. I know that might be controversial, but like,
Right.
I thought it was fine. It was
Yeah. To
just
me
extremely heavy-handed,
the delivery
and like
wasn't
that.
really what was. If anything, you credit the screenplay to that. But
Right,
I didn't
that's what I
think.
mean.
Yeah,
Greta Gerwig, I thought was the because I was it nominated for best adapted screenplay
that's
at least. I
adapted
think it might have
screenplay.
been.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and that's I think that's worth being in there too. So that's at the very least, but it's very surprising that she was not nominated for best director. I think
Because
that's
the
a little
directing is on
odd.
point with that movie for
Yeah.
sure. And it's like at least it got like nominated for like production design and stuff, which is cool too. Obviously, it deserves that.
Yeah.
The one that it won, the only one that it won was the best original song. Billie Eilish won that one for what was
Yeah,
I
and
made
like
for?
what was I made for? And that's a good song. I mean obviously I prefer I'm just Ken
I'm
just
just
cuz
kidding.
it's just that's just a meme song. It's just so fun. It's just a fun song. Well, like what was I made for is just it's just a really good song in general. And I think that makes Billie Eilish one of the youngest two-time
I think she's
like
the
Oscar
youngest.
winners I think
Yeah, I think
ever.
she is the youngest.
The youngest, yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it
the
funny?
go.
Like being a musical artist is kind of like a cheat code to you can win like three different awards. Like out of the EGOT, you can win three of them
Yeah.
just from
Yeah.
being a musical artist, pretty much. The only
Yep.
one you can't get is Tony.
Yeah.
You have to do actually perform for that one. But you can win
Yeah.
Oscar, an Emmy, and a Grammy just for like making songs, doing your thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's pretty crazy.
it was good.
The only other things that I can sort of think of, I mean, so best original score was given, I think, very, very deservedly to Ludwig Göransson's score
Yep.
for Oppenheimer. This quote that he made though made me pretty salty. It just like I sort of get what he was trying to say or what he's kind of saying, but like I
Yeah.
mean,
Hmm.
don't phrase it like that. Like it just comes across as the most pretentious thing. It's like a Gen X. It just felt like Gen X hating on like a Gen Xer hating on video games just seems like the weirdest thing in the world to me. Like don't be like glad my parents got me drums and a sound maker instead of video games, and I was like, bro, video games are responsible for some of the best soundtracks like out there. Like so much to the point where like now that they're starting to sound more like movies, they are worse because of that now. Because they're sounding more like your movies, I think that's actually making video game soundtracks less interesting
Hmm.
um across the board. So when they can do something unique and still keep your attention, that makes them more memorable and interesting. And it's like man, he's made some of like the most memorable themes of the last like few years to me with like this stuff with the Star Wars movies, and for him to come out and say crap like that, I'm just like, man, that's a big bummer, you know.
Hmm. I will
But
say that it was nice seeing Danielle Brooks nominated for The Color Purple as Best Supporting Actress. She was really good in that movie. I loved The Color Purple. I definitely recommend
I
watching it.
I wanted to see that. I've seen the classic. I think I saw that, and I was like quite a long time ago. I think it might have been like middle school when I saw the original. But
Hmm.
um, so I did want to see the new one. I kind of wanted to rewatch the old one because it's been so long. But um, yeah,
It was
it was
really
kind of bummed
good
I never
though.
get
I mean
around to
that deserved
that. Yeah.
a nominate more nominations in my opinion, like Best Picture nomination even.
Mm.
But I still have plenty that I want to watch from the nominees in there. And of course,
Yeah. I was intrigued by what was it? Poor Things.
fourth, yeah, that's the
The
next one
the
I
pre-
kind of want to watch.
Yeah, the premise of that is like kind of like shocking to me. It's like it's very like very out there. I mean, I think um Emma Stone was noted as calling Jimmy Kimmel a prick when he said something like negative towards that, where it's like, boy, it's like because it's like the Oscar host has got to razz everybody. It's
Yeah.
like, wow, I thought the whole thing was just like her taking her clothes off for the whole movie. I thought that was the whole point of that. Like, was she's nominated for best, and then it like cut to Emma Stone. You can clearly see her mouthing prick to Jimmy Kimmel, which that made me kind of happy because yeah, Jimmy Kimmel is kind of a prick, and I don't like him either. But um, I guess he got pretty good reviews. I guess people are like overall pleased at him continuing to be a whatever Oscar
Oscars host.
host. Have you? Yeah, he's
So
fine. He's like he's kind of harmless. So
we had Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito coming up together to present one.
I did not. I didn't see
You didn't
that.
see that?
That's amazing.
They had this whole
No,
bit where they were
that's
like, we
hilarious.
both got killed by Batman, and then it panned, like the camera focused on Michael Keaton in the audience. And he's just like giving him the stank eye basically.
That's funny.
And yeah, they presented. What did they present? They presented like best visual effects. Yeah, for Godzilla -1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's probably the biggest movie that I wanted to see that I haven't seen yet. That one. That was like in theaters for such a short period of time. I was jealous because my brother got to go see it.
hmm.
And it wasn't really playing anywhere really near here. And if it was for like a week at most. So I was bummed that I couldn't go see that. But
Yeah. So the only
yeah.
Oscar nominated Tarqaron movies are Barbie, Oppenheimer, and Elemental.
Yeah, that's it.
Which is
That's
like
all we had.
Elemental, that's like a pity
Um,
nomination. It's like
yeah, it kind of yeah, and I think we both have positive feelings about that.
yeah.
But the Boy and the Heron clearly
Yeah,
deserved to win. I
that is
mean,
a
I saw it.
completely different league, really.
And yeah, it was a totally different league of a movie, for
But
sure.
yeah, this is like I think someone said this is like the first time and it's been like 2 years in a row where Disney hasn't won Best Animated Feature. Like they've never gone longer
Yeah,
than one or 2 years without winning one.
yeah.
So
Boss Baby won one
no,
in Boss Baby. Um,
yeah,
so yeah, but we obviously have to mention the final moments of the ceremony, which
so
were
good. Al Pacino.
legendary.
Al Pacino is
Legendary.
stumbling his way up on the stage. Why do they keep letting this man get on stage? I mean, just let him have his piece.
Why'd you wake this poor man up? That's kind of what it came across as.
And just like,
Um,
I guess apparently after the fact he said that it actually was the decision of the Academy not to say the nominees, but it seemed
because the night had already been long.
everyone assumed he just
They,
forgot
they,
the nominees because of how you freaking
it,
opened the envelope.
it seemed weird, like he'd forgotten. So this is a thing that they do. They do tend to do this, I think, even regularly, even when times when they still say all of them. Um, but I think they had already sort of like talked about them like throughout the night, so they didn't want to like rehash them all over
Yeah.
again. Um, because this has happened in the past. Like I think Tom Hanks did this with the Hurt Locker as well, where he just like opened it up and read it, and it was just like
Hmm.
Tom Hanks is like, "All right, here we go."
But
Yep, the Hurt Locker.
either way,
Like
Al.
that one.
Either way, Al. You could add a little more showmanship
He
and
did.
presentation.
He did. He was kind of goofy. He was kind of like he'd sleepily sort of like, "Hey, ooh.
It's not even like the
I
Oscar
guess I
goes
gotta say it
to.
now."
It's just like,
He's just like, my eyes see Oppenheimer. It's like
and
the
everybody's
best.
hesitant to like be excited. Like, what are we? What's going on
sort of
here?
like an awkward pause. There was like some like claps, and then it kind of like faded out, and then claps again. The music swelled, and the camera just wildly is like spinning around to try to find where where Christopher Nolan is in the audience. It's just like, yeah, they
really
clearly
took the
weren't
wind out of the
prepared for
sails there.
it was very goofy.
We love Al,
but
yeah. Shout out to Al.
Well, shout out to also we talked about it earlier, but Cillian Murphy's acceptance speech. I just love the fact that they had all those like the people up on stage like congratulating him.
They've done
I
this
thought that
in
was wonderful.
previous ones as well, but they just don't do it. They don't do it every year. They kind of switch it up. I like it though, because some years they would show clips from the movie. It'd be like Cillian Murphy, Oppenheimer, and then you get a little clip of him. But this time, they had the previous winners going up, and then they had
I love that. That's wonderful.
The most recent previous winner was always like the front and center one. That's cool too. I wouldn't mind them doing more of that, though. I also kind of like seeing some of the performance, especially if I haven't seen some of the movies. It's nice too.
Yeah.
But all right, that's the Oscars, baby.
Yeah. Oscars, yeah. I think it was more exciting this year because I think like the movies were more well seen, I would say, by the general public. And so that made it more interesting because like a lot of times Oscar movies tend to be like art bait, to just put it mildly. Like, hey, I love a lot of stuff that shows up at the Oscars, but there's kind of a sense of like pretense and like holier than thou, above thou that like people tend to have associate with Hollywood and the Oscars. But this felt like a lot more down to earth because like so much more of the films presented were films that everyone had seen, which I felt like that made it a little bit more exciting this time around. But
when we did our Barbenheimer review, I remember it was like I felt like Oppenheimer was a shoo-in for Oscars, but Barbie, I was like, I don't really see them giving Barbie nominations, but they did.
They did.
Just not necessarily the ones people were expecting, really. We got Ryan Gosling.
Oppenheimer was... I also want to go back. I saw Killers of the Flower Moon. I totally forgot that was nominated as well. That didn't really win too much. I think that won one thing, I think, maybe. I don't remember.
I don't know if it did. Maybe one.
I don't know if it did. It was very worth all the nominations. That movie was also phenomenal. But the Academy loves they love biopics on a specific figure. So like that did kind of like make Oppenheimer like that's most likely to win. The Academy loves stuff like that. So yeah.
All right, spin that wheel. All right, it's time for this or that. A little game called this or that. All right, so
this or that.
The idea is that we're both going to write something down. It can be anything. It can be a movie, a game, a show, an animal, a food, anything. Anything that we reasonably would both know about. And then we're going to both reveal at the same time. Say it's like chicken nuggets and Red Dead Redemption. And, it's like, then we have to discuss which one's better,
Okay, chicken nuggies versus Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, well, let's try to keep it to things we both know about. At least we can have some opinion on.
Okay. Sorry, what am I doing? What am I writing down?
Okay, I'll repeat the rules of the game. We're each gonna write down anything.
Okay,
it could be a video game, a movie, a TV show, an animal, a food. Anything we can both reasonably know about. And we're going to both flip our paddles at the same time and reveal. And then we have to discuss which one's better of the two.
Okay.
All right.
Good. I did get the rules, what I thought was correct, but...
All right, ready? Sure. 3, 2, 1. It's a Big Mac versus energy drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Which one's better? Honestly...
Oof.
I don't
Man.
drink energy drinks. I
Okay.
don't.
I don't. I I use them as my substitute for coffee. I wanted to. I don't even remember if I talked about this on the channel at one point. I had thought about maybe getting into coffee because I do like coffee to a certain degree. So I was thinking about maybe trying to get into coffee, but like it's just too much work that I don't have time for. So I just
Yeah, I mean the Big Mac is not my sandwich of choice, even at McDonald's. But
yeah.
by default, it would be Big Mac for me because I just don't do the energy drinks
Yeah, just
thing.
don't. Yeah, I think it's fair. It's good. Honestly, it's a good idea to stay away from them if you can. If you can live life with like less caffeine, like all power to you. I can't.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
just I work a morning. I work in the morning, and I have to. I'm not a morning person by nature, so if I got more sleep, I probably would be able to function better. I mean, like on weekends, I don't. I'm actually pretty fine without it, but like it's the get up and go and like keeping me going in the morning is like what sort of energizes me in that way.
I don't
So,
drink a lot of what people drink. I don't drink coffee, energy drinks. I don't drink soda. So,
well, that's good. Stay away from those things because I drink too many of those things.
but you know,
Water is good. Water is really good.
one thing I don't stay away from is McDonald's. So, need to work on
Yeah,
that.
no, that's fair. Honestly, if it came down to it, because I drink them so often, I think I have to stick to energy drinks. But like, I've been craving a Big Mac, something fierce actually the last few weeks. So some fierce. I've been craving a Big Mac.
I'm getting pains on my left side. It's been a
I
withdrawal.
mean, I'm getting some chest pains. There's some chest pains going on because I can't get a Big Mac.
That's right.
Okay.
All right, let's do another. This is fun. We could do a whole video on this probably.
Honestly, we could.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Goodwill Hunting versus Tifa Lockhart.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you're getting me with the stuff. Like I know of Tifa.
You played some of Final Fantasy VII, didn't you?
Yeah, some, but not enough to really have a deep connection to Tifa. I mean, I get the character design, I get that aspect.
Yeah, well, if you just go character design, yeah, you just go by that.
But it's still Goodwill Hunting.
I mean, yeah, I honestly, I'm going with Good Will Hunting on this too. Good Will Hunting is it's a fantastic movie. I mean, there's what more is there to say about it, really?
So good.
Go check out our review. I guess you can see that.
Yeah. Imagine we do this for we have there's 4 of us together and we each have one. It's like just like a battle royale. All right, 3, 2, 1, flip.
Ari Lewis,
Rusty Lewis, or the Mario Party franchise. Who you got?
It's like not even fair. What am I supposed to say to that?
Yeah, maybe you should not
Rusty?
use people.
I'll
pick Rusty over the Mario Party franchise, maybe.
I think I don't know. It's kind of a toss up. I think we might have to. Might have to roll some dice on that one. I have to do a chance time to figure that out. Yeah, obviously it's Rusty.
Lewis, our friend, is frequent guest of the channel. So, 3, 2, 1, flip. Hippos or a movie and dinner date? Age-old question.
I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Only hippopotamus will do.
Movies and dinner days. That's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah. It's kind of a classic.
It's a classic.
I mean,
though I feel like dinner plus movies is actually better.
Dinner plus the movie?
Dinner and then movies.
No. Okay, so dinner and then the movie. Okay, so I'm the opposite because I think seeing the movie, it's like,
you want to talk about the movie
because you can talk about the movie after.
So.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is okay, well, actually, yeah, you're right. But I just interpreted it as first date for some reason. But for first date, I'm saying movies aren't great because you don't.
Movies
get to
in general are not great for not for a first date. I'd like a lunch date. I would actually even do a dinner date even for the first date.
General date, yeah, movie or Dinner and a movie is good. Yeah, can't
Yeah.
be mad at that. Over
Yeah.
hippos will fuck you up though.
Yeah, hippos will they'll mess up your whole week, really, if you if you come across one.
Yeah.
They're really cute though. The little baby ones are adorable.
Yeah. All from a
They
distance. From a distance.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll go movie and dinner date on that one. That's fair.
Yeah, I think I will too. I think baby hippos, but hippos in general are very scary actually. So they will they responsible for many a death
Oh yeah.
in the areas that they are native.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Reveal.
Discord.
Discord or throw
Or throw-
blankets. See, I think you got yourself in a corner there because you can still have other blankets. You know. Discord
like,
is so much has been so useful. You know, it's like it's a game changer.
Discord has been an extremely useful tool. I will say that there are things that I find occasionally very frustrating about it. I think some of the changes and weird things that they implement have like not necessarily been for the better over time. But as an application, I mean, it really is kind of the game changer, I would say, in general. I mean,
it's a new, better Skype combined with a better interface that's like the new forms of the generation, as well as messaging and voice chat and integration with games. Yes.
It's like all the best parts of Slack and TeamSpeak and Skype all merged together in one. TeamSpeak, I think it was actually very big. They were kind of big rivals of because TeamSpeak predates, I think, all of those things. That's a pretty old platform system. They still exist as far as I'm aware.
Mm-hmm.
But Slack is still a pretty popular business messaging system. I know some friends of mine actually have like family Slack groups because they have large families. So I just use Facebook Messenger for my family. So
yeah.
But no, Discord is I mean, it's a pretty amazing little platform, and that's why I still pay for Nitro. It's a good thing to just have access to all the emotes from every server known to man. I mean, I just like having some little extra little perks like that. But yeah, I mean, it's like there's some bummers with it. Like my friend Josh lost his account at one point. Discord is like notoriously very not great at being able to recover your accounts. I actually have another friend, an artist friend, who lost like all of his stuff basically from somebody who hacked, and like Discord was being very frustrating in terms to work with, so he couldn't get anything back. So he had to like completely like create a new server. So he had to like delete the old, like he had to basically have the other one deleted, and then he had to like create a whole new one. So it was just, it was a whole thing. So there is some frustration on that end, but
you're a big advocate for throw blankets.
As a whole, really, I'm just saying throw blankets are really ultimately better. I mean, they just can warm your feet, and they're just really good.
They're really good.
Yeah, I mean, Discord. It's Discord.
It's Discord.
No question.
All right, I would love to do more of these, but for the interest of time, I think we should do one more. And I propose for the grand finale, we keep the paddles over here, and we have we write one on each side, so we will have 4 altogether.
Oh, okay,
right.
Okay, that's a good idea.
And then we'll reveal, and then flip reveal again.
Okay.
All right, let's reveal the first one. 3, 2, 1. Puzzle video games, Thin Mints, and then the other side, 3, 2, 1. Death Note and Survivor Cook Islands.
Okay.
So puzzle video games, Thin Mints, Death Note, Survivor Cook Islands.
Okay. Thin Mints, best Girl Scout cookie. I don't
fuck with mint.
You don't? Okay, so that's a no for you.
It's
I would
out.
say this is the best. But Samoas are up there too, the coconut ones. Puzzle video games. I mean, I love me some puzzle video games. Some Dr. Mario, some Tetris.
Hmm.
But even some like other ones like Professor Layton or Zelda, like
Yeah.
the dungeons in Zelda.
I mean, I
Yeah,
wasn't. It's not even like my favorite genre. I was like, oh, this would be interesting just to have this one, see how it stacks up.
yeah,
I mean, if
yeah,
Tetris is in there though, that this just includes Tetris. That's big.
yeah. It's
that's
big.
huge.
No, Tetris is a puzzle video game. I
Yeah,
100% would include Tetris. Yeah,
but that's like the best game ever, in my opinion. So that's tough
I mean it's a
competition.
pretty perfect video game. It's a pretty perfect video game. Yeah,
Survivor Cook Islands is a good season of Survivor, which a good
it's a
season of
good solid
Survivor
season of Survivor. Yeah,
is a. I mean, as a baseline, a
yeah,
season of Survivor is great stuff.
yeah, yeah. Already off to a good start.
And Death Note, one of my favorite anime
Death
ever.
Note. Yeah, Death Note
Love it.
is a Stone Cold classic. Continues to be just as good almost every year it passes. I really want to rewatch it again, actually. Uh, well,
My
I really want to read the manga for the first time. I really want to read through the whole manga.
yeah,
So,
my
which I
instinct when
own,
I
but I
saw this was
just
that Death Note clears, but puzzle video games is a little thorn in there. I think
yeah,
because of Tetris. But you know, it depends how you interpret it. Like, is it like just puzzle video games in general, like as a
yeah.
genre, or is it all of puzzle video games? Then we have Tetris in the
It's like,
mix and all
well, the
that.
thing is, like, puzzle video games also has Portal and Portal 2, two of the best games ever made. In addition to those, like
Hmm.
Portal 2 is like without a doubt one of the best games ever made. I mean, I don't think any. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people who dispute that, but I mean, it has a great narrative in addition to also being a brilliantly made puzzle game.
But what if we were to say
Um,
puzzle video games in general, like as a genre kind of thing, not like you
so they're
get
not
all of the ever created puzzle
the
games?
the thing is like those don't always incite tons of excitement. That's the thing. It's like people aren't always super into, like, I would say our friend Rusty or our friend Pete Dorr, neither of them are super into, maybe they're okay with puzzle video games as a whole, but I know for a fact that Pete is not a big puzzle, he's not a big fan of
Yeah, I'm not.
puzzles
I'm
in
not a big
games, like
fan either.
certain puzzles, like he'll be okay with to go along with, like Silent Hill and Resident Evil. I mean, they're kind of expected territory. But like when you have too many puzzles, like he's just like, nah, this ain't it. And I know Rusty's kind of the same way too. So they don't like always elicit tons of excitement. I like having my mind tested. I like doing that. Like, yes, sometimes video games are just a really good brain turn off, but like The Witness is a masterpiece. And like it's hard because Death Note is also really like so many high highs at Death Note. I'm stuck between these two, honestly.
It's the
Um,
puzzle anime.
there's a puzzle. There are some puzzle animes.
I was saying Death Note is like the
Freaking.
puzzle of anime.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's kind of true. Yeah. Um,
My vote is Death Note. I think in general, like if you have all puzzle games, obviously I think Tetris alone carries that, and
yeah,
there's too much to combat.
yeah.
But as a
But just
general
the concept
concept,
of a puzzle video game. I would say I think I'm gonna side. I think I'm gonna side with Death Note in terms of like what is initially like the most like, oh well, yeah, I want to watch Death Note again or I want to read Death Note as a whole.
Mhm.
But I think puzzle video games, I think to me is like is something that I'm always maybe a more always in the mood for. Death Note's not something I'm necessarily always in the mood for. I am more recently just because like I want to read it again.
Yeah,
I want to get back into it. But puzzle
yeah.
video games is something that I can always like throw on a game of Tetris um or play some Professor Layton. I want to play some Professor Layton now, man. It's been a little bit.
I like that. I
Maybe
like
play Unwound.
this game here.
Yeah, I like this too. We could do like, yeah, I think you're right. We could do like a whole video where we're just doing that basically.
This or that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, if it weren't for the unique paddle element, I think that would actually be fun to have another person like add another thing into the
yeah,
ring as well.
yeah. Just added wrench. Well, that four way was already kind of interesting.
Yeah,
So that four way we had going on there, Zach.
we had a good four way earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
All right, let's spin the wheel. There's gonna be ones we definitely can't get to just because we still have 8 or 9 left, and I was trying to go until about an hour and a half, and then go into the comment stuff.
Yeah,
So we got a
I
few
think
more minutes.
I think probably like one more spin will probably do it.
Give me a spin.
Maybe 2 more. We'll see what we get going on here.
Oh yes, time for another game. Woo! Woo.
Okay.
Applause.
Woo!
Wow.
I can't hear the applause, so I don't know.
It's called Mind Meld, folks.
Okay.
Alright, so
I don't know what this is.
This is a game called Mind Meld. All right, we're both. It works better when you're in person, so you can both actually say it at the same time. We're gonna be a little out of sync just because the internet.
Yeah.
How that works.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a different. Okay.
But so basically, we'll both say a word. We'll go 3, 2, 1. We'll both say a word, and then we'll go again as soon as possible. After we'll go 3, 2, 1 again. Say another word, and we try to just match. Or trying to mind meld and get to the same word. So it's like I say trash, you say Pokemon, we say Garbador, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure. Yeah, we could do that.
That kind of thing. You're trying to get to the commonality of the two things. But it's like fast paced, so sometimes you can't think of things in time. It's like All right. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, all right?
Okay.
So just say anything that comes to mind. All right.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Cook.
Suspender.
Cook, suspender. All right. 3, 2, 1.
2,
Chef.
1. Chef.
All right.
Okay. Well, there we go. All right.
It was a delay on mine, so it was like.
Oh, okay.
It just feels like you're copying me, but yeah.
Okay. That's funny. No, you said it at the same time for me, so.
All right. Easy. Cleared.
So we got it.
Cleared in
Chef. Not cool.
Well, let's try again.
All right. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
2,
Death.
1. Cookie.
3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
Poison.
Chocolate.
3, 2, 1. Dog.
Tincture.
What'd you say?
Tincture?
Tincture?
Yeah.
What is that? Tincture. Is that
it's like
real
a potion? I don't know.
Tincture.
Yeah, it's like a potion of some.
And dog.
Yeah, tincture.
All right.
And dog. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
Water.
Perfume.
3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
Liquid.
Deodorant.
All right.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
Gillette.
Dog.
Dog. Go back to dog. All right.
I went back to dog. I couldn't think of anything.
By the way, I'm waiting for you to say it so it sounds more synced on our end, so I say it at the same time.
Okay, that's fair.
If you're wondering why I'm pausing.
Okay.
All right, so we got Gillette and dog. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Shave. 3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
Barbasol. 3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
Shave. That counts.
Okay. That was miserable.
So there you go. You go all over the place sometimes. It's not always easy.
Yeah. I went back to dog somehow.
All right, let's do a couple more.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Sorry, we went too quickly there. I had nothing. Do it again.
Nothing. 3, 2, 1.
Jump rope.
Sims. 3, 2, 1.
2, 1. Animal
Action.
Crossing.
3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
Doom.
Play.
3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
FPS. 3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
Call of Duty. All right, there you go.
Hey, there it
The
is.
FPS video game.
All right. Okay.
All right, one more.
Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
Sexy.
Book.
3, 2, 1. 50 Shades of Grey. You play
Yeah.
that. It's a sexy book.
Everyone's the most well-known smut novel of all time.
See, that's fun too.
uh,
We're gonna have to do a full-on mind meld episode as well.
yeah, that's tough. That's really tough That's tough online just because of the delay that we have. But I love that though. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. I like that game.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe in the future I'll do the countdown and you just say it, and
Okay,
I'm trying to
yeah.
sync it up with you.
Well,
Because then we had
that's what I
2,
tried-
3, 2,
that's what
1s going on, and it was like,
Yeah, I tried to stop doing that part of it because I was like, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. So,
all right, let's do
Cool.
one. Let's spin the wheel one more time.
okay, keep the chaos rolling.
One
longer.
more. All right. Well, how about an embarrassing moment to share?
Embarrassing moment to share.
Yeah.
Have I ever talked about this one? I feel like I have this weird feeling that I may have told you about this. I don't remember, or may have said this at
Let's
one
tell
point
the people.
like on the podcast or something. I mean, the one that always springs to mind for me is it was a time in college when it was during No Shave November, and it was just the thing that our floor always participated in. And so just because, like, you know, it's just a fun thing to do. You know, see how everybody comes in. You don't shave at all. You shave first. You always shave first, and then you let it all grow out to see kind of where it ends up towards the end of November. So it was like in the middle of November. It was like kind of towards the beginning. So like, I couldn't really. This is pretty much all I could grow at the time. I couldn't really grow a mustache. I think the first mustache I grew, I believe, was my senior year, which actually might have been this year, but this was kind of early on, so my facial hair was still kind of gross. And so that's just to give added context to this. So in college, our RAs would basically come through. They would do rounds, essentially. So like once every hour, a couple hours, they would come through. They do a round. Kind of see how everything's going, check on people, just kind of like have conversation, just get to know people and kind of check in and that sort of thing. So the RA that was on this particular shift was a girl that I kind of had a little thing for. Like, it wasn't like much more than just a little bit of a crush, but she was cute. I really liked her. And so yeah. So she came through on her round, and she introduced herself by another name. Her name was Bree, and she introduced herself by some other name. And she was like, "Hi, I'm this," you know. And then she like said, like, she introduced herself in some like way like that. And then I shook her hand, and I was like, "Hi, I'm Alec." And then unfortunately, it was right next to the mirror in the hallway. So not being able to think of literally anything I could possibly say, I just said, "Hi, I'm Alec, the guy with the terrible facial hair." Unfortunately, multiple doors were open at this time, and it was kind of an open secret on the floor that I had a crush on her. I don't think she ever knew this. Maybe she did. I don't know. I'm not very good at keeping that sort of thing secret, but it was kind of an open secret on the floor that I had a crush on her. So my friend Chris, who I mentioned earlier, immediately starts busting out laughing. I can hear him behind me as we finish this awkward handshake, and she's kind of like, oh, okay, and she kind of like plays off of it like a little bit, like kind of because she's a sweetheart, and then I think like from her, so Chris is like dying in his room, and then I see Dubs come out, who we've had on our channel. So Dubs comes out, he kind of peeks out, and he like kind of comes up behind this whole scene. And because he heard what I said, he kind of like comes out, and he just kind of has like a kind of like almost like a like expression like that, kind of like looking at like I've now to preface, Dubs at this period of time did not have a very good filter, So he would just say everything and anything to people. So he would like cuss like kind of openly with
Yeah.
when the people on the floor. This is a Christian college, so like you kind of have to gauge when you're interacting with people that are new to you. You kind of have to gauge who's cool and who isn't cool with swearing. She was not somebody that I ever came across was like super cool with it. So I was always like, I took him aside one time. I was like, Dubs, you can't be swearing when the girls around. Like if they're cool with
Having my
it,
style.
they'll let you. Yeah, you'll like if you're cool with it, they'll let you know. Like you'll figure it out. Like they'll probably swear with you or whatever. It's like you can't do that. And so he comes out and he's just like the way he described it is also great. His side of the story is really good. If we have him on again, I'll have him tell it. But I guess in his mind he's like, oh shit, oh fuck, what do I say? What do I say? And I was like, so but then I go, Dubs, why do you look so sad? Because he kind of was like he looked like that. And then I hear Chris dying harder. Like he's just like he's just like losing it.
Not doing
and
yourself
so then,
any favors asking this.
so then that gives me, unfortunately, because Dubs came out, that Bree turned it to him and she started like goofing around with him, which allowed me to escape into Chris's room. And I was just, like, Chris is like literally rolling on his floor laughing at what's going on here. And I was like, well, and so that was the moment I knew. I was like, well, this is never going to happen. There's never going to be anything more than this is ever going to happen again. And yeah,
That's
sure
not
enough,
bad.
that never went any further. Yeah,
It's not bad, you know.
yeah,
It's
it was
not
pretty
bad.
embarrassing.
Yeah, it could be embarrassing, but there's definitely worse ones you could have.
Yeah, that's the one that I always like. That's the first
You
one.
can get caught with your dick out, you know. It's
That's
could be
true.
worse.
Yeah.
The one I think I don't have any like public ones like actually getting embarrassed in public that I can think of. So my thought of embarrassment was like ones that are it's like embarrassing for people to know that no one would know because it was just me by myself.
Okay.
So one time I did fall on my face literally, and but the context is even more interesting. I was naked and I fainted, and I was trying to put a suppository up my butt at the same time.
So many questions. I mean, naked and trying to put up suppository. I guess that makes sense, but like,
yeah,
what?
I don't know. I was like feeling faint. I never fainted before in my life, but you know, I had some issues going on. They wanted me to do suppository. You know,
okay,
I'm not
sure.
really,
I mean, that
it wasn't really working for me. I'm not really a big fan of shoving things on my butt. It doesn't work for me.
Not into pegging.
People.
That's I mean, that's fine. You know, it's not for everybody. That's for sure.
But like, so I'm just alone in my dorm room and just trying to do the deed. It's just not flying with me though. It could not compute. You know, it's like when you try to put money in like a self checkout register and it keeps spitting it back out, kind of thing.
Oh, I hate that.
Those sort of situations,
that's embarrassing.
but except for just shoving something up your butt.
It just will not take.
It won't take.
We just get.
It won't take. Next thing you know, I literally faint for like what seems like probably 10 seconds. I faint, laying on my face naked, trying to shove something up my butt, and and then I had this whole mark. I have like a picture. If I could show it, I will. A huge mark on my face. I'm like, yeah.
You took a picture of yourself after that moment.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll never forget this moment.
Yeah.
Now.
And people are like, "Whoa, what happened to you?" It's like I fell on my face. What can I say? You should see the other guy.
What can I say? Yeah. Nah. The other guy's my butt. No, I guess he's.
Yeah, it's just funny. I mean, my girlfriend gets a kick out of that story too because it's just like, it sounds like the most unseemly sight, you know.
That's a terrible. That is an unseemly sight.
Like if someone were to, I don't think I had a roommate at this time. I had a period where I had no roommate, a couple months, so I don't think it was that time. But it would be funny if it was. They just walk in like ass up, like naked, face down.
Just trying to go suppository on the ground. That's just like. Well, here's the thing: you just got to tell yourself to relax. That's it. You know, you just got to ease it in. You just got to say, you whisper it. They'll calmly, sweetly, gently, and
is that how you do it?
Tell them to relax. Yeah.
Okay.
That's how you stick it in.
I don't. I really feel like it was like a real split second. Well, yeah, because I fainted and then the collision with the ground woke
Yeah,
me up. But
that's
it's
wild.
hard to fall on your face.
I've
'Cause,
never fainted before, so I've come close, but
yeah, that's the only
yeah,
time. It's the only time because you're not gonna fall on your face. Like everything in your
no,
human instinct tells you not to fall on your face. Put something
yeah.
between you and the ground. But
Yeah,
that's nothing.
everything usually is like fall back because like, you got more of your body to sort of cushion. Your skull actually is better cushioned here to
Yeah.
protect your brain. Like yeah, it will like you can get like whiplash from that, but like yeah, nothing is telling you to fall on your face. Everything precious is right here, like on your face,
But it's like
your eyes, your
it's an
nose.
embarrassing moment that I could have told no one. I kept to myself. No one would ever know, except for just having this mark. I'd have to have an explanation, but it could have been worse.
Yeah,
I could have been
it could have been
facing
way
the edge
worse.
of my bed and died like from collision
Yeah,
head first.
yeah.
I could have been like just out the shower right in the middle of the hallway, full faint there, full ass out. It's a lot of
Ass
different
out
ways
right
it
in the
could
fainted. Yeah.
go. I'll take that one.
Boy, that's off. That's terrible.
All right, so
That's terrible.
the chaos shall come to an end for now. All right.
All right.
That was fun. It's like we should do every Tarqaron
That was
podcast
all.
that way.
Yeah, just do that. That's it. So thanks for joining our chaos podcast. But we're gonna be reading some comments now from the lovely watchers and listeners of our other videos and shows. So
Yeah.
stay tuned for that.
All right. So we always like to go back and go through the videos that we've posted in the last month since the previous episode. And then we'll pick one that's like our highlight of the month. All right. So we've had quite a few. We've had all the chance time spins. There's separate videos for each of those. So then from that we've had reviews of Cowbells, Kutavam Shikshayam, and All Good Things have now been posted. We've also had the first few episodes of Survivor China are out now. We've had our review show premiere episode for Raya and the Last Dragon. And also have Tarqaron Mad Libs, another episode of that. Yeah, I think that's everything
That's
so
about
far.
it. Yeah.
But it's a good amount of stuff. What would you say is your highlight of the month out of those? There's some that haven't been
Probably
uploaded yet, but I mentioned them.
our Survivor episode 1 reaction.
Survivor China. Damn.
Which was Survivor China episode 1. Damn. A chicken, just the chicken. Everything about that episode. That's definitely I would say is a major highlight for me. But I think aside from that,
I would say so too. I think that's probably the main
yeah,
highlight.
I think that's the main highlight.
This
I mean,
episode
I
right
like,
now has been fun,
yeah, this has actually been great. Watch this. Thanks for watching this. This is our highlight. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun. But freaking Cowbells, man, what a movie. Our inaugural episode of the review show, I'm looking forward to delving into more episodes of that. I liked, because like I know you'd sort of floated the idea, but I didn't know that we would like be going through like, I was like professional reviews, but they're like people that review movies, like more movies than we do, and so that was kind of a fun, like refreshing, like look back at stuff we've already talked about, and
more
I like that a
divisive
lot.
ones will be interesting to get into with that too.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so let's read some comments we gotten. I believe the Survivor Fiji review was posted like right before the last podcast, so we didn't gotten any comments on that until now to be able to read them. I mean, we got a couple of rankings. They like to join in with us to rank the seasons and winners from their perspective.
Right.
So we got Random Rex here. It says his season's ranking is Pearl Islands, Vanuatu, Cook Islands, Borneo, Panama, Amazon, Africa, Australia, Palau, Guatemala, All Stars, Marquesas, Fiji, Thailand. So Fiji,
Wow, so
last.
it's like second to last. Wow, that's a lot. That's down there.
And then winners. best to worst. We have Chris. I remember that was interesting. He had Chris at the top.
Yeah,
Chris,
number 1.
Rich, Yule, Sandra, Tom, Tina, Vesepia, Ethan, Earl, Brian, Danny, Amber, Aris, Jenna. Very interesting.
Okay.
We got very
Yeah, that is
low
very
for
interesting.
Earl and Brian, pretty much. They're pretty low comparatively. His Sandra at number 4. That's pretty bold. I mean, Chris at number 1, Sandra at 4. That's a little bold to me. A little too bold.
It is a little bold. He definitely buys into the Chris, the whole Chris like winning the whole game from tribal count, the final tribal, basically. But
well, that would make him the best, though.
I don't know. Maybe
Chris,
it kind of does.
I just don't think Chris can. Chris was great. I mean,
yeah.
But in terms of control of the game, like, some of these are much more. Earl needs some more respect. I'm interested why he has him so low on here.
Yeah.
But we also have Chase Ferrier's rankings. See how they compare.
Our frequent commenter, Chase Ferrier.
Yes, with his still hot take number 1 All-Stars.
Yeah, that is very interesting, yeah.
Number 2, Pearl Islands, the Amazon, Palau, Australian Outback, Borneo, Vanuatu, Cook Islands, Panama, Marquesas, Africa, Guatemala, Fiji, Thailand.
That's so interesting that Fiji is this. See, because like I have problems with Fiji, but I thought it was. I didn't think it was down that low.
Well, how low did we have? We had like bottom 4.
It's like bottom 4. It's like it's got its problems, but I would not put it right like in that sort of segments. I don't think.
In his winners, he has Richard Hatch, Brian, Tom, Earl, Yule, Chris, Vesepia, Tina, Aris, Sandra, Ethan, Danny, Amber, Jenna.
Okay. Well, there's some respect for Earl there.
Get Earl up there, number 4.
Respect.
Absolutely. Oh, he gave out his the awards, the Survivor Superlatives. He gives my favorite, Earl, Cutie, Michelle, pre-jury Gem, Anthony. It has to be him because the pre-jury cast is not good, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that, but I also just really liked Anthony a lot. He's a precious boy, and I like him.
Yeah. Yeah, Rusty, Ari Louie also says, it's been so much fun tuning in for another season, gents. Lauren and I actually went back and watched Fiji for the first time recently, so it was fun to see a reaction shortly after that. Not a great season by any means, but there are some memorable contestants for sure. No, Ari Louie, Rusty.
Yeah, it's got its problems, that's for sure, but it
We have
Gurr
is awesomer.
Gurr is awesomer. Probably Gurr, like the Invader Zim character.
We always are going to say this. I don't know, confirm or deny how we should be pronouncing it. He or she says, crazy to think I've been watching for 4 years, but we finally made it to China. We really appreciate you continuing to do these. Reacting to 40-plus seasons of an ever-expanding show must be daunting, but your content is totally unique in the Survivor realm. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly like it does feel kind of nice to be like in a unique space that we're doing something that's like maybe not like tons of other people are doing, and I don't know. I appreciate those words. That's very kind of you to say.
And yeah, some of these people been with us for years. 4 years is pretty much when we started Survivor Reactions. Someone commented on our USS Callister video. They said they just announced a new one for next year. Did they announce another Black Mirror season? Is that what they're saying?
I think they did. There's a season.
Wow.
There's a season 7 on the horizon
we're
now
falling
too. Yeah.
behind fast.
We're falling off, Zach. We're falling off.
We need to see if we can work in Black Mirror. Like, we gotta make sure it's still a work for us too. We haven't tested Netflix with the recording aspect too.
Yeah,
recently,
it's true.
But I would like to mix them in there again. But yeah, there's no other ones we can really read yet. There's been comments on our first couple episodes of Survivor, but we'll read those in due time. All right, so appreciate the comments as always.
They have spoilers in them, so we'll hold off on that then, because I can't be spoiled. No spoilers for me.
Yes.
So,
But wow, thank you for joining us for another episode of the Tarqaron podcast. Come back in a month and we'll do it
yeah,
again. This was fun. It was chaotic. I wish
yeah.
we could have gotten to all the topics. There's still some we didn't get to do.
Well, it happens. We went for quite a while actually. So, but good time. That was a lot of fun. I had fun sowing chaos with my friend Zach.
Hey, you never know. We might see some expanded versions of these in full videos. Some of these kinds of topics. So, all right. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel and comment below if you want your comment to be read in the next episode. And like the video if you enjoyed. Take care of yourself. All right.